This is Crystal with Hattis Daughter, and I am your tarot reader, and welcome to your March 2020 general tarot reading. Listen, stick around to the end of the video. I have this special announcement about getting a free reading from me, so stick around to the end. Otherwise, let's move on to your general reading. The overall energy I get for you, Capricorn, is the 10 of Wands. That is the center of your energy. So what that tells me right away, Capricorn, is that we're feeling burdened, that we're feeling like we have many things that are going on that's causing us, I feel like, a little stress. We're going to expand on that a little bit because not all burdens are bad. Sometimes it's just a lot of work, and some of us need some work, right? Now, let's go on to your moon energy and see what that explains. I have the 6 of Cups in your moon energy, along with the 10 of Swords and the 3 of Swords. So right away, the energy I'm getting in your moon energy, and your moon energy is all about, that's our emotions. That's where our emotions lie. And I feel like we've been reminiscing about some things in our past, about a childhood sweetheart even, or perhaps how things used to be. And we might be getting some visitors from our past as well. But I feel like it's more about our past. I feel like that we are still dealing with some of those things in our past that we're trying to heal from. And I can see that here with the 3 of Swords. So definitely something in our past. And what's happening is something that's happening in our current and our present that feels familiar to our past, that we're still trying to get over. We're still trying to pack some of that away. And I can tell by that 10 of Swords. And that's really about ending that way of thought, Capricorn. I'm going to expand on that, but my intuition is telling me that it's coming to an end, right? That part that you were still dealing with, that past hurt, that past situation that just seems to keep redredging. And I feel like we talked about this a little bit in your February reading, and it's trickling over to this reading as well. Now it's an ending, right? This is not a 9 of Swords. This is a 10 of Swords. This is ding dong dead, right? So whatever that was brought up that caused you this pain, this grief, this disappointment, and perhaps it had something to do with a relationship, right? That kind of hurt you in some sort of way. You're getting past that hurt. You're getting past that pain and past that disappointment. It is ding dong dead. All right, so now we're going to go into your sun energy, and this is where we show up. This is our ego. And the first card I get for you, Capricorn, is the Queen of Wands. I love that energy. That is the Devil's Wear Prada kind of energy, along with the Ace of Pentacles and the Tower card. All right, Capricorn, don't be afraid of that Tower, right? Because the Tower is all about growth after something that needed to be brought down and destroyed had to happen. And it does have to happen, right? Because we do have this Tower card, and what I like about this energy, right? And I know it's like, what do you mean what you like about a Tower card, right? This can represent argument. This can represent an ending of a job or ending of a relationship, and however that resonates to you. And this isn't to scare you or frighten you or to start questioning whether you have job security or you have security within your relationship. Again, it could just be a movement to where now things are better, right? Perhaps someone had to leave your job, or perhaps you had to leave a job to get a better job. Perhaps you had to leave a relationship to get to a better relationship, right? Because that's what Pentacles is all about. It's not only about your finances, but it's also about your immediate relationships and your here and now, right? In your home life. Maybe we had to move. There's definitely a change that happened. And and it doesn't have to be like this major change. Maybe it was just a disagreement or an argument with a loved one or at work or what have you. What it brings is communication, because that's what the Queen of Wands does. She brings in communication in the most charismatic way. That's when you have the stage, when you are in that energy of the Queen of Wands. It's like, I hear you, Capricorn. And this had to happen. Like, you had to take it there because you had enough. You had enough. That's how I feel. You see how I got a little attitude there? I got it for you, Capricorn. It's like, I had enough and I got to tell you what's going on. And then after you did that, there was understanding. It was like, oh, got it. And or someone had to make a choice to change, right? And when they did, this beautiful offer came to you, or it's coming to you. I feel like a lot of us aren't going to get this until maybe April, May. What I meant to say was March, April, but maybe it is April, May, right? Yeah. Yeah, because I definitely see that there's just an increase that's going to happen with our finances for sure. There's an increase that's going to happen in our relationship for sure. And this had to happen. It's almost like you had to have this little shake-up, this little shakedown to almost appreciate what you already had. Okay, so now we're going to move on to your immediate present. And I have the Page of Swords that is flanking your 10 of Wands, and then 9 of Cups. Capricorn, what? What is happening? What is happening? So that Page of Swords is all about, bringing you information, right? And that's how come I said, that's why I wanted to wait to talk about that 10 of Wands. Because I feel like that these burdens that you're feeling, they're going to be good ones. It's going to be burdens of all these opportunities that I have, of all this work that's coming my way so I can increase my finances, right? Because this had to happen here. Because sometimes this Tower card isn't something terrible. Sometimes it's not an argument. Sometimes it's just a shake-up of your environment. And Capricorn, you are having a shake-up of your environment. Because here we are, right? 9 of Cups. I am tingly all over. That is absolutely beautiful. This is, make a wish, Capricorn. Make a wish, because it's almost like you are at the wishing well right now. You can pop in your coin and you can say, Spirit, this is what I want. And when it comes, it's going to be like overflowing. It's going to be like, there you go, Capricorn. You'll be like, all of this is for me. And you see this. This is how I know it's not so burdensome that you can't handle it. Honey, you've been building the shoulders to carry this. You've been building the shoulders to carry that. To carry all of these cups and to fill them all the way up. And you will be getting word. The Page of Swords, he is there to tell you. Okay, so now let's expand on your moon energy. Let's see what's going on there. Let's see if we can expand on that 10 of Swords and that 3 of Swords, right? Because I see some disappointment here that we're trying to get over. You know what? That we need to get over. That we are going to get over. Yep. We are on our way. You showed right on up to your own reading. Thank you, Cappy. So I expanded on that 6 of Cups. And we have the 2 of Wands and the Devil card. So the thing about that 6 of Cups, right? And that's about bringing up the past and how things used to be. And I feel like it's still heavy there, Capricorn. I really want you to let that go. Stop holding yourself responsible. Even though it's starting to feel like similar, it's not the same. It's not the same. And don't make this your elixir to life, to where you have to keep going back and reliving that and saying, that's who I am. That's my identity. You don't have to do that. Unshackle yourself, Capricorn. Take that chain from around your neck of bondage. You no longer live there. And the choice is up to you. That's what the 2 of Wands is about. It's like you're at that crossroad, right? It's that old fork in the road of which way do you go? Which thought process do you want to have? Do you want to hang on and let your identity be, I'm always this always happens, it's never going to get better? Or are you going to be on this path of, it's getting better, I know it is, I can see it and I can feel it because it's coming? Because Capricorn, that's what I see. And it's, to expand even more, right? This three of Swords of disappointment and grief and heartache. Capricorn, what? What? Something, goodness, I feel like March, April, May. I feel like that's where everything is going to start turning around for you. That stability that you've been looking for, that relationship you've been looking for, that recharge in your relationship you've been looking for. It's all going to start feeling like you're on solid ground. And like this new offer of love and prosperity and joy and peace is coming. And this is all working in your emotions, your moon energy and spirit, things that are happening in the spirit world on your behalf, right? And here, I expanded on that Ten of Swords. And I got this moon energy, this moon card. And that's all about believing those untruths in the dark. Things look so different in the darkness. They feel different. They make you start believing things that aren't there. And that's what you're doing. That's what you're doing here. And this is Spirit just reminding you to let that way of thinking go. Let this go. Let this be an ending. Ding dong, dead it. Because I have stability coming your way. I have love coming your way. I have rejuvenation coming your way. I have reciprocity coming your way. What? Ooh, don't get me started here, Capricorn. Don't get me started. Ooh. Okay, let's get to your sun energy because I'm way too excited in your moon energy. I deeply apologize. Let's light it up in the sun. All right, so we have this Queen of Wands I got to expand on, girl. She's like one of my favorite. I like her energy. Her energy is like, she comes in with the fur. I think you've heard me say this before. She comes in with the fur in the middle of summer and her cigarette that's not lit. It's just for looks only, darling. Excuse me, mess up this body of mine. No, darling. Like, that's the King of Wands. All right, let's expand on that. Yep. Okay. Work to be done, Capricorn. So with this Queen of Wands, okay, so, you know, and the Queen of Wands, she's not only that energy, but she's also one of getting things started, getting things done. She means business. And that's, considering that's like a fire energy, it's very much a cardinal energy as well, which Capricorn you are. Right? You are a cardinal sign. That's one of let's get it moving, let's get it started, and let's do it yesterday. And this is telling me that, okay, Capricorn, that time of waiting and resting, and you know what? You've done a good job doing that, and you needed to do it. I'm sure it was well-deserved because you are the GOAT, right? And I'm sure you needed the rest, but now it's time to get going and get started, right? So this is all about new ideas, new start, definite answers. Whatever question that you have been asking Spirit, you are going to get your answer. Okay? And like this little situation here, you couldn't ask for a better card. You're getting justice, right? That's all about, and the thing about justice is not about, it's not that justice we know in our law system, right? To where you can maneuver it a certain kind of way to get a certain kind of outcome. This is a spiritual justice to where what is right and what is wrong, and it's going to show up in your sun energy. So wherever you felt like you were wronged, right, it is going to be made right. So perhaps some of us even have some legal things that we're dealing with. It is going to work in your favor, and you're going to hear about it soon, right? Some of us may even be getting some sort of inheritances, that you didn't even know about. All of a sudden, you're going to start getting like legal documents about that. And you're going to be like, what? Or you had money in the account from 15 years ago. You didn't know it was there. And, you know, now it's like an extra $500. Awesome. Justice is going to work in your favor. Okay. And then I expanded on that Ace of Pentacles and I got the Seven of Pentacles. I am the work you have put in, right? Whatever that work is. If the work you've put in was to have a new way of eating, a new exercise regimen, or perhaps you start studying something, or perhaps you started something new, whatever you started. I don't want to say you started thinking about it November, December 2019, but you started actually putting it into motion just recently. I want to say January, February, maybe the end of December, maybe, but it feels tough in January. This work is going to start paying off, obviously. All right, so let's go to your immediate present. This Page of Swords. Wow. So your immediate present, right? So we have this Page of Swords. So we are going to get information. We are definitely going to be hearing about it because I have swords like everywhere here. It's almost like Spirit is like, I need to get this to Capricorn because you are in your frippin' element right now. And Spirit is trying their doggone best to make sure you get everything you need. It's coming spiritually. It's coming in your dreams. It's coming with strangers walking in and they just say this particular thing. You're like, why would they say that? Like, why would they say this thing that I've been thinking? And it's almost like they answered your question because it had nothing to do with nothing, but they said it. And you're like, that had to be from Spirit. No one else knows about that. So you're getting all sorts of communication from Spirit for you. I expanded on that. We have the Queen of Cups and the King of Pentacles. And honey, I love that Queen of Cups, right? Am I seeing that about every queen? But the Queen of Cups, she is one that knows love, but she knows loss. So she knows how to survive it all, right? And to me, that's the strongest of all women because she's mastered how to control her anger. She's mastered how to control her anxiety. And she's also loving enough to teach you how to do it. Right? And for it to be coupled there with the King of Pentacles, if there were some of you that were struggling in your relationship, for those of you who are actually coupled, you're seeing eye to eye. Like, look how these cards are kind of like facing each other. It's so beautiful, right? This is how they were laid out. I'm sorry, this is how they were laid out, to where she's looking at him and he's almost looking at her. There's going to be a synergy that's going to be recharged in your relationship. If we have a child that perhaps is in the middle of it, and I feel like there is, I feel like that Page of Swords, right? That Page of Swords can be a little, not an instigator, but it's a little, it's a thorn in the rose, right? The rose is still beautiful, right? But that thorn is just a little owie. And that's what's been causing some issues in your relationship. I want to expand on that. So if that's been causing some issues in your relationship, I do have some advice that you may not want to hear. If we have a grown child that is causing these issues, it is time for that grown child to go do grown-up stuff in his grown-up place, doing his grown-up life. It's time. Or else it's going to cause a little bit of friction in your relationship. I think it's time for that transition, okay? And I'm going to expand on that a little bit more too, because I know that can be difficult when your man child or your woman child is still a big child in your everyday, and trying to get them to move on can be hurtful, right? It can be hard, it can be difficult. So I get you, Capricorn. So now I expanded on that. Yes, I expanded on that Nine of Cups, and we got the Three of Wands, you're heading in the right direction. This is success, right? So for some of you who want to travel, now is the time. It's good. And I have the Magician card. What did I tell you? What did I tell you? What can I say? It's all being brought to you. Please ride this train. Please get on this train of opportunity. Please get on this train of communication, because you have it all. You have the intellect. You are going to get this money. You are going to have that love, and not only the love that you're going to be receiving, but that love that you have for yourself, right? Because you've gotten through this. You've realized you have gotten through that you are no longer living in your past and being held accountable for that. You've paid that due. It has been paid in full, and now you're in surplus. That's what that Magician is there for. He's all about starting anew, and you have the energy for it, right? You have everything you need. You see that Magician? He has the cup, the sword, the wand, and the coin. Please don't think you're lacking, Capricorn, because you're not. And you are about to go on this awesome adventure. I just feel like whatever's opening up is about to change your freaking world, man. I do want to expand, and they came flying out. I do want to expand on your this family situation here with this King of Pentacles, because I didn't show you the card, did I? Because I have the Eight of Cups here, right? And that's all about movement, moving on, moving to something bigger and better. And sometimes it's not physically moving, but I feel like it is. I feel like that this adult child, we need to have them move on to the next stage. And maybe it's not physically, maybe it's mentally. They need to start preparing mentally, like, hey, you're heading towards your 18th birthday. Going to college, or you're moving out, because it has to be either or. Or, hey, we've been taking care of you for a little bit. You're now 25. Me and Dad want to be husband and wife, so you need to, right? So I do feel that energy heavily. And then, yeah. I'm sorry, Capricorn. It's time, right? And then with that King of Cups, and I feel like for those of us that are not coupled, and perhaps we are that child that's living with our parents or our aunt or our uncle, it's time to go, baby. It's time to go live your best life in adulthood. You'll like it. You'll love it. And the thing is, you are an environment. I know why you don't want to leave, because it's one that is so loving. I mean, you have the Queen of Cups and the King of Cups. And they love you dearly. Yes, but it's time to go. It's time to, and let's not, okay, so the message I'm getting here, right? So if you are the adult parents and, or the adult in this situation, meaning you're the caregiver, right? Because we have different scenarios here. If you're the caregiver, please don't put their stuff up on the curb and be like, go and get. Like we don't have to do that, Cappy, right? I think it's just time at least to have that conversation, okay? Any messages for my singles in there? Yes. Listen, if you are single and you have now moved to that next step, or all of a sudden baby girl is staying at your spot and it's like the fourth night and you're like, okay, is she moving in? Like, we haven't even had this conversation. My girl have her toothbrush here and her shoes and house slippers, and she got phone calls coming to the house, and like, did you move in? Right? No. Nope. Don't let her do it. Don't let him do it, right? Let's be an adult about this, and let's talk about it. Let's talk about it, right? Let's talk about how we're going to share these bills, if that's the route we're going, and let's be adult about it, okay? Yes, that's the message for my singles. Don't let baby boy just move in and all of a sudden he's like, yeah, What we having for dinner? You know, I do have a special dinner, and during this dinner, we need to talk. Everybody hates that phrase, we need to talk. All right. So let's expand on this Magician and this 9. Yeah. Yep. So with this heading in our right direction, this Magician card, right? We have this 8 of Wands, and then we have the Emperor card. Some of us are dealing with like maybe a father-like figure, or because that's the Emperor. He's the daddy card, and it's an Aries energy, and I feel like we're kind of getting worn down, right? We're getting worn down with all the things that we have to bring to the table to make this Aries feel good, to feel like the king, right? To feel like the emperor. Yeah. Right? You don't. This is the thing about this emperor. I keep hearing, let him cool down. Let it cool down. Let her cool down. Let some time pass. This is a good time to be working on you, Capricorn. You don't need to worry about anybody else right now, because your life is about to get so lit. Thank you, Spirit. Your life is about to get so lit that you're not going to have time to be trying to raise a growned. I just made that word up. You're not going to have time to raise a growned. All right, so I expanded on your center card, that center energy of that 10 of Wands. And we have the 4 of Cups, the Star card, and the 2 of Swords, right? Listen, so Capricorn, I know I just blew you up, right? I'm like, things about to change, life's about to change, yes, but let's not discount the changes you've already made. Those little small little nudges that you've made mentally, physically, for your health, financially, these adjustments that you made, and you had to make them because this happened, right? Perhaps your finances got a little kooky, so then you start paying attention to them, right? Perhaps your health got a little kooky, maybe you got a little bit overweight, so you started paying attention to it, and you fixed it, and you made adjustments, right? Perhaps your relationship started crumbling a little bit, so it made you pay attention to it, and so you started focusing on it, and it got better. So you've made some progress and you don't even realize it. And you had to do it to prepare you for this new thing, this beautiful thing. Come on, that's Saturn. That's how she works. She makes you work for it. And you've been putting your work in. You've let these, you finally have put those swords down, and you are unraveling that mask. And it's like you're seeing for the first time. You're seeing for the first time. Make a wish. Make a wish, Capricorn. All right. I hope that was informative for you. I hope it resonated with you. Now on to the special announcement. I am so thrilled. You guys have given me such great love with my first few readings that I've posted, and I want to gift one of you with a complimentary 30-minute reading. So in order to qualify for this, you have to be a subscriber. So take out a subscription to Hattis Hierophant and comment in the comments below anything your heart desire. If it resonated with you, if you feel the same energy, if you just want to say, hey, hi, put me in the drawing, that would be absolutely wonderful. Otherwise, Capricorn, I'm going to see you in April. I can't wait for that reading. And I absolutely adore you.